Okay, so lesson number 8, topic inshallah will be of kasra. So yes, sister, from the haraka topic, we have discussed the fatha one, which was, the fatha, kasra, and dhamma actually are the three basic symbols. We can say the short vowel symbols in Arabic. And yes, short vowel symbols, they appear above or below the letter. And so two of those, harakas, they appear above the letter, which is the fatha one, the slanting lines above the letter, and then we have this curved line above the letter. And one of those three symbols is kasra, which appears below the letter like this. So that is what we will be discussing today, kasra. This kasra makes a short vowel sound of e, right? So this is a short vowel sound of e. Now let's see when we will place this kasra on all the Arabic alphabets, what sound we will get. Okay, so first of all, we have ba letter, and below we have a kasra. So this will make a sound of b, B. Also, when you are doing this exercise, what you are supposed to remember is not only the articulation point of all these alphabets, but also the qualities of the letters as well. Right? So for example, ba letter has this strength, you can say. So we will not make it just like, a very light and that kind of sound, but rather our lips will join, you can say, with a little bit strength. B, B, like this. The next letter is ta letter. Ta, the light ta letter, right? And the sound it will make with kasra is ti, ti. Okay. The third one here is sa letter, which is articulated when the tip of our tongue it touches the edges, or you can say the tip of our upper front two teeth, and we say thi. Thi. In this letter, there is no whistle sound like the seen letter, but rather there is this air that we push, right? Thi. Okay, the next is Jim with a kasra. We say G, G. One more time, G. Again, just like the ba letter, we are supposed to say this with, strength a little. Why? Because if we will not say it with, with strength on its articulation point, otherwise the sound will be like G. J. This kind of sound will appear in this, which we are supposed to avoid. Right? Let me just do one more time. Do this one more time. You are supposed to avoid such a voice. G, G, Z, right? So all of these sounds are not supposed to be there, but rather you are supposed to use only the middle portion of your tongue, right? The middle portion of your tongue is you are supposed to raise that towards your palate, and you are supposed to touch that with your palate as well a little. So you say D, D. The mistake comes when we try to, make our teeth come closer, the upper and the lower teeth, when we try to make them come closer, and then this kind of sound is produced. That is the wrong one. Okay, so the pressure is on the middle portion of your tongue. D, D. Okay, then we have he, he. This ha letter comes from the middle portion of our throat, and you push the air with the sound as well. You say he, he. Okay, so what happens, sisters, is that you might have noticed that the timing of this kasra, or you can say how much we are supposed to prolong this or elongate this kasra, is only for about like 1 to 2 seconds. You can say b, t, fi, right? You're not supposed to overstretch this. You're not supposed to say b, b. This is, this is more than the actual timing. Okay, you just say for about 1 to 2 seconds, and that is enough. And also, you're not supposed to make a jerk in this kasra as well. You're not supposed to say b, t, fi, right? Not like this as well. So you are supposed to avoid making a jerk, right? This happens when we try to shorten the length of the actual length of the kasra. So we try, we end up making a jerk. B, T, right? We're not supposed to do this, and we are also not supposed to prolong the voice. Or we're not supposed to overdo the stretching as well. We're not supposed to say B, T, T like this. Okay, what we will do is like B, T, P, G, he. right? Like this. And let's do this row completely, complete row like this. B, T, C, G, He. What this will, what this will help you with is that this will help you understand the timing of the kasra. When you will say the whole row, the complete row together, like B, T, C, G, He, that will help you with the timing. Okay, with the you can say the counts for how long we're supposed to stretch the kasra. So I have said for 2 to 3 counts, or for maximum for, like, 2 counts is actually enough. So what do I mean by counts is that you can, just count it on your fingers, like 1 2, and that is actually the amount for which you are supposed to stretch the kasra. B, T, C, G, T, like this. Okay, so let's do all the alphabets together like this. The next one is kha, kasra, khi, khi. Okay, this letter has this scratch in this. Khi, like this. Then we have dal, dal, kasra, di, like. So just like we had this, strength in ba and jim, we have this in dal letter as well. Di. Okay, the next one is zal, kasra, zi. This is again a soft one. We're not supposed to say it like the Z of English, but rather tip of the tongue, we use it, we touch that with the tip of our upper teeth and we say zi. V. Also, sisters, I mentioned in the previous sessions as well that obviously you're not supposed to look very much to the transliteration below. Your focus should be more on the sounds that I'm making rather than the transliteration, because that is not the actual one. Why? Because this is the English alphabets, and obviously English alphabets do not have the sounds for, like, the alternative symbols, or you can say the letters for the Arabic sounds. So right, that is why you see the D here. This is not making a D sound. D, Z, right? Not like this. Tip of the tongue touches the tip of our upper 2 teeth and we say V, V, like this. So the first of this row was Khi, D, V, like this. And then we have Ra, Kasra, Ri, like this. Then we have za letter, right? Za, kesra, zi. Now this has this buzzing sound, right? So you're supposed to look at the qualities as well, with its actual articulation point as well. So the first one was khi, di, zi, ri, zi. Khi, di, zi, ri, zi, zi, like this. Okay. So the first one is b, t, c, g, khi. Then we have khi, di, zi, ri, zi, like this. Okay, so the next row is with, starting with the seen letter, which is like the S of English and has this whistle sound as well. So we say C, C, okay, C. This has this whistle sound and, the air as well. C. Okay, the next one being she. See, in which there is, the air just spreads in our mouth, like this. She, she, slee. What happens with the slee is that this is a heavy alphabet, right, sisters? We're supposed to look up for the heavy as well as light alphabets as well. So there are 7 heavy alphabets, sisters. What are those? Kha, Sad, Dad, Ghain, Ta, and Qaf, and Dha. This is kind of an abbreviation to remember these 7 heavy alphabets, which is Khussa, Dha, Tin, Qil. That for you are new, so this abbreviation can be even a little difficult for now. But from this abbreviation, what do I mean is that Kha letter, Sad, Dha, Ghain, Ta, Qaf, and Dha. These are the alphabets that are heavy. So yes, Sad is also one of those. So you're supposed to make the sound of Sod heavy than the Seen alphabet. Seen is light, Sod is heavy. So Seen Kasra was C, but Sod Kasra is Si, Si. How I am making the sound heavy is by raising the back part of my tongue to do that. What happens when we raise the back part of our tongue towards the palate, you and also you keep some of the air in your mouth as well. That is why the heavy alphabets are also called full mouth alphabets, and the light alphabets are also called empty mouth alphabets. So C, when we raise the back part of the tongue, we just kind of keep some of the air in our mouth, like we keep our mouth filled with air, and some of it we remove from our mouth. That is how the alphabet becomes heavy. So Sad, Kasra, Si, Si, right? Si, She, Si, Si, right? Si, She, Si, and then we have Li, Li, Dod, Kasra, Li, the okay, so this can be a little tricky. Why? Because the articulation point of bod is that the sides of the back part of our tongue, you can take one side as well, both sides or either of one side, okay, right or left, the back side of the tongue, and you touch that to the upper molar wisdom teeth, and that is how you say the dod letter, the li, like this. So this is a heavy alphabet again. So Dad, Kasra, li. You're supposed to make it heavy, and also you are supposed to create the difference of this Dad with Dal. As soon as you make the as soon as you make a mistake in the articulation point of this Dad, you end up making the sound of the Dal alphabet. Although their articulation points are totally opposite, but because sometimes sisters find difficulty in this Dad alphabet, they end up making the easy version of this Dad into the Dal alphabet, right? So you're supposed to use the actual articulation points. Okay, so the first here of this row is si, she, sli, li, and then we have ti, ti, right? So this is again a heavy version of ta alphabet, right? So ta and ta both have same articulation points, but we're supposed to make ta heavy. Ta, kasra, ti, ti. So sisters, you are supposed to practice this row very much, okay? This row. Why? Because this has, three heavy alphabets in it. Si, li, ti, right? Si, she, si, li, ti, like this. So let's do this from the very start. B, T, C, G, he, D, V, ri, z, si, she, si, li, ti, like this, sisters. Okay, let's move on to the next row, sisters, which is the alphabet. Wa. How do we say this alphabet, sisters? Is that tip of our tongue touches the tip of our or the edges of our upper front two teeth, and we say li, li. Okay, so in this alphabet, we do not push air from our mouth. Okay, there should not be the air sound in this. Rather, the tip of the tongue should actually touch the tip of our upper teeth with, you can say in a good manner, so that the air is not removed as a result. Okay, we avoid making air. You can say that this alphabet is a heavy version of the Zal alphabet, sisters. Their articulation points is same, so you're supposed to create a difference between these two. Like this, right? This and this one. This was Zal Kasra, the. But this is Va Kasra, the, a heavy one. The, right? A heavy one. So Va Kasra, the. Okay, then we have Ain letter. Ain, Kasra, like this. So first one is Ri, I. Next we have Ghain alphabet. Ghain. So this Ghain is again a heavy alphabet. Like, the first one here. Ri is heavy, Ain is light one, and Ghain letter is a heavy one. Ghain, Kasra, Ri, Ri, like this. Ri, right? Ri. And then we have fa letter, fa, kasra, fi, like this. Then we have a heavy alphabet again, which is qaf, qaf, kasra, qi, like this. Okay, so let's do this row. Ri, fi, qi. Fi, let's do this from the very start. B, T, C, G, D, V, R, Z, C, She, D, T, Fi, like this, sisters. Okay, so the next row is inshallah going to be very easy. You are familiar with all of these sounds, right? Already, very much. You are actually, you know these sounds already, inshallah. Kaf, kasra, ki, like this. Kaf, kasra, ki, lam, kasra, li, mim, kasra, mi, noon, kasra, ni. Okay, sisters, you're supposed to, you know, avoid making the nasal sounds in me and ni. Sometimes, you know, it happens. The sisters can say, like, you know, mistakenly that me. You know, the sound goes into the nose like this. Me. This is not me. Rather, this is me. Me. You know, you kind of, the pressure of the sound is outside your mouth, right? It is not the inside your mouth or inside your nose. You push the sound outward, right? Me, and then we have noon kasra, ni, not ni. This is a nasal sound. Rather, we are supposed to say ni. Okay. Then we have wow alphabet, wow, kasra, we. For wow, we are supposed to shape our lips round, and you're not supposed to forget this, sisters. So let's say this row. Kili, mi, ni, we. Kili, mi, ni, we. Like this. Okay, let's do this last one, which is ha letter with a kasra, he, and then hamza letter two times. You know, one is in actual shape of hamza, and then one is, you know, below the shape looking like an alif. But I have mentioned already that when alif has a symbol of, you know, the haraka on top of it or below this, that becomes hamza actually. So both of these are hamza. So hamza, kasra, e, and both of these are actually ya letters, and you know, we see the ya written in both ways in Quran actually. So we say ya letter, ya, kasra, yi. Again, you know, just like the Jim alphabet, I said you're supposed to, you know, avoid making the kind of sound. So same is the case with the ya alphabets, you know. So because, you know, the articulation point of the Jim and ya is actually the same, which is like the middle portion of our tongue, which is raised towards the palate. So for ya letter again, there is a possibility that you end up making the yi, this kind of sound. You're not supposed to do that. Rather, the pressure is on the middle portion of your tongue. You say yi, ye, like this. So let's say this, he, ye, like this. Okay, let me do this all, and then inshallah we will move on to the practice exercise, you can say. B, T, C, G, he, D, Z, ri, Z, C, she, si, di, ti, zi, ri, ri, fi, qi, ki, li, mi, ni, we, he, ye. Okay. Yes, sisters. So we have now exercise. I'll not be doing this, you know, completely. Inshallah, you know, you will be doing this on your own as well. We will inshallah do this, some of it. Inshallah, you will inshallah participate in this as well. Okay, sisters, because already, you know, the somewhat of the hint is already written below these in the form of the transliteration as well, right, sisters? Okay, so let's do this. The first one here is habita. Ha alphabet, ba alphabet, and ta. So interestingly, in this exercise, you will not only find the examples with the fatha. For example, ha has a fatha here, ba has a kasra, and we have a ta alphabet with a fatha, because we have already covered the fatha, right? So this exercise has fatha as well as kasra both. Habita, habita, like this. Ha, bi, and ta is a heavy alphabet. Ta, habita, lam fatha la, ba kasra bi, tha fatha tha, labitha, like this. Next we have hamza. Hamza fatha a, ba fatha ba, ta kasra ti, abati, abati, like this. Okay, so sisters, you see that even if we have a fatha or kasra, the timing is actually same, right? The timing of fatha is like 1 to 2 seconds, and same is the case with kasra. So when you are trying to articulate the three letters, all of the three alphabets, right? This exercise has all of the words, with three alphabets. So you're supposed to give equal amount of time to every letter, right? You're not supposed to overstretch one and you just kind of ignore the other two, right? You're supposed to do this thing with all of the alphabets. A, ba, ti, in the same manner. A, ba, ti. Then we have heavy letter, light letter, and light letter. Rahima, rahima, right? Rahima. So what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to do this transition in all of this exercise, right? Of heavy into light and light into heavy. Let's see this one, which is light alphabet, then heavy alphabet, and then again heavy alphabet. Sakhira, sakhira, ra. For heavy alphabets, you're supposed to raise the back part of your tongue. Sakhira, sakhira, sakhira. Okay, let me do this exercise, do this row all together, which is Habita, labitha, abati, rahima, sakhir. What I'm doing at the end is kind of, trying to, uh, do a pause at the end. So when we take a pause or a break at any letter which has any haraka of fatha, kasra, or dhamma, so what do we do, sisters? We, just remove that haraka like this, and we, make that haraka. You can say you just remove that haraka, and that is why at the end I'm not saying sahi ra. I'm not saying ra fatha ra, but I'm making this, I'm just avoiding the symbol of fatha. Why? Because that is how we do when we take a break at any such letter. Sakhira, sakhir. I'm just saying sakhir at the end. Okay, sisters, if this is difficult for you, you can just ignore this point. Let's do this row. Habita, labitha, abati, rahima, sakhir. Okay. Habita, labitha, abati, rahima, sakhir. Like this. So let me do the second row, sister, and inshallah we'll do the next rows in a fluent manner. The letter here is light ya, light dal, and light ya again. Yadi ya, yadi ya. I'm not saying yadi ya, ya, right? I'm not saying it in this way. You just listen to the ya sound at the start and at the end. Yadi ya, like yellow. The sound of a Y letter in yellow, yellow, ya. That is the sound of ya letter. Yadi ya, adina, hamza, dal, and noon. Adina, adina. Ba letter, raw letter, and qaf letter. Light, light, and heavy. Bariqa, qa. I'm not saying qa, qa. I'm saying qa. A heavy AW sound at the end. Qa, qa. Bariqa. Then we have sheen letter, raw, and ba letter. Shariba, shariba. Then we have hasiba, hasiba. Ha letter comes from the middle portion of the throat. Then we have sin alphabet, and then we have ba alphabet. Hasiba, yadiya, adina, bariqa, shariba, hasib. Hasib. Again, I'm not saying hasiba, I'm saying hasib. I'm just, making it, you can say sakin or sukoon. We have not discussed this term, but, we are just kind of, you can say, removing this haraka from here. Hasib, sib, like this. So the first one was habita, labitha, abati, rahima, sakhir. Habita, labitha, abati, rahima, sakhir. Yadiya, adina, bariqa, shariba, hasib. Like this. Okay, so who is going to, try the next row, sisters? I will help you, if you will be confused with any word or anything, I will be able, inshallah, I will be helping you. Just try, sisters. So we say khasira, khashiya, radiya, ghadiba, sa'iq. at the end. I'm not saying sa'iqa. We can say obviously sa'iqa when we are reading this word separately, but because I'm saying the complete row together, so that is just the way we do this Qaida book. Okay, that is kind of a pattern that we follow. That we just when we just kind of take a pause or take this break at any word, we just make it sakin, which is like we remove the haraka from it. We say sa'iq at the end. Okay, for you, I will just say this sa'iqa. Okay, so the first letter is heavy of this row, kha, then we have light, si, and then we have heavy, ra, khasira. Then kha heavy, sheen light, and ya light, kha, shi, ya. Then we have ra, heavy, di, heavy, ya, light, ra, di, ya, like this. Then we have a Hawaiian alphabet, which is heavy, Bod alphabet, which is heavy, and then Ba, which is light. Ghadiba, di. Right? We are supposed to avoid the dal sound. We are not saying the light sound of the. This is di, a heavy sound. Di. The pressure is on the sides of the back
Mhm.
part of the tongue. There is a lot of pressure that we feel there when we say the Bod alphabet. So ضي غضيبة. Then صاد alphabet heavy, عين alphabet light, and قاف heavy. صعيقة. The saw sound should not be like the light seen sound. I'm not saying sa. This is saw. صعيقة. عي is light. عي صعيقة. Qaf is heavy. I'm not saying ka, the light one. Rather, this is qa. صعيقة. Okay. The next row, sister, who is going to just try this one, sisters, now? Let me write the heavy and light thing, and inshallah, you can say this, sisters. This will be easy, sisters, inshallah, because this has light alphabets mostly. This was a little tricky, and I'm really happy that sister actually tried this because there is a lot of transition going on in this row, and sister actually did a very good job as well. I'm really happy. Okay, so let me say this now. The first word here has this first letter of ta, ta. Tofiqa, qaf again is heavy at the end. Tafiqa, tafiqa. The next is safiha, safiha. The ha at the end comes from the lower portion of our throat. Sorry, right? So this has this kind of deep voice, which is ha, ha. Like this, ear is the airy, deep, hollow voice, you can say. Safiha, Safiha, like this. We have Alima, then again with all three alphabets light, Alima. Okay, the next one is Yalija, Ja, Jim letter with strength again, sisters. Yalija, Ja, like this. Then we have Amila, A, Ain letter from the middle portion of the throat, A, Amila, like this. Let me say this row completely. طفيقة سفيهة عليمة يليج عامل عامل like this. Okay, so sisters, who is going to say this, try saying this row now. So yes, you made the heavy alphabet sound heavy as well, which is really really good. And yes, just one thing I would like to point out, because obviously we are all looking for the improvement as well, right? So that was in letter raw, sister. You tried to make it heavy, but the quality of the raw letter is that it has this, little rolling sound at the start as well. So that was a little missing from there. Okay, so rather than saying a raw, we are supposed to say raw, raw. The rolling sound is quite clear at the start. It's very little. We're not supposed to overdo that as well, but it is there actually. So we say e raw ma raw like this. Okay, so let me say all of these words now. The first one is fa, hi, ya, all the three alphabets light. Then we have ahida, 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 right? Ahida, all three again, light. Then we have ya isa, e. Hamza is actually sharp, right? With a sharp sound. E, ya isa. The next one is iroma, ro, iroma. And then we have ibili, ibil, like this. Fahiya ahida ya isa iroma ibil, like this. Okay, so that was what we were supposed to do with regards to the kasra, which is the haraka of the short vowel sound in Arabic. Now let's move on to the third haraka, which is of Dhamma, sisters. But before that, there is this, homework you can say for you to practice as well, inshallah, which is this exercise, sisters. You can take a screenshot of it, and I'll inshallah post this in the group as well. You're supposed to practice this on your own as well, sisters. And if you would like to, you can, send the voice note of this recording to me as well for review, or you can say feedback as well. I will inshallah provide that as well. Okay, you can just practice this whole exercise on your own. Okay, so let's move on to the next haraka, which is of dhamma. This is the short vowel sound of u, that is there on the, above the letter, that we put above the letter. So let's see this exercise, inshallah, sisters, and inshallah we will do the exercise after this as well. So ba, dhamma, bu. Sisters, in the kasra topic, I've already mentioned the qualities and the articulation points of certain letters, right? So that you get a recap of those, right? But in dhamma topic, I'll be explaining a little less because of the shortage of time. So ba letter with a dhamma, bu, boo. Again, we're supposed to, have we're supposed to be very cautious of the timing of these harakas. That is actually only for around 1 to 2 seconds. So ba, dhamma, boo, boo. Okay, we're not supposed to say boo, boo. We're not supposed to make a jerk in this as well. Okay, so ba, dhamma, boo, ta, dhamma, tu, ta, dhammatu, like this. Bu, tu. Then tha letter with the dhamma, so we say thu, thu. We push the air and not the whistle sound. Is okay? So we say thu, bu, tu, thu. Then kha alphabet, which is a heavy alphabet with a dhamma, khu, with a scratch as well. Khu, bu, tu, thu, khu. Okay, I think there is this little mistake. That was not supposed to be a letter here. That was actually a Jim alphabet here, like this, right? Ju. This is a mistake because, we already have a ha letter written here. So that was actually Jim alphabet. So this is like Ju, Jim, Loma, Ju, like this. Bu, tu, su, Ju, Ju, like this. We have ha letter with Loma, Hu. Oh, this actually requires a little bit more practice. Why? Because ha letter with dhamma might sound like ha letter. Okay, the ha letter which has a dot on top of it. We are supposed to avoid making the scratch or this aberration in this ha letter, because that there is a chance of this scratch or aberration when ha letter has a dhamma on top of it. So rather than saying ho, like you're not supposed to mix the scratch of the ha with the ha letter. Ha only has this air in it, and we say ho, ho. Okay, the next one is who, now with the scratch. Okay, who. So the first row was butu su ju hu, butu su ju hu. The next one is who. Then we have dal with the dhamma, du, zal with the dhamma, zu, ra with the dhamma, ru. A little rolling sound at the start, right? Ru, ru. Then we have za alphabet with dhamma, zu. It has this buzzing sound, zu. Khudu, zuru, zu, ru, zu, khudu, zuru, zu, like this. The next row is su, shu, su, lu, tu, su, shu, su, lu, tu. The first two being the light alphabets, which is Sin, and then we have Sheen. The last three are heavy, Sod, Bod, and Pa. So we are supposed to create this difference as well. Su, empty mouth, right? Su, light letter, empty mouth letter. Same is the case with Sheen. Shu, all of the air, we kind of, remove that from our mouth while articulating the first two alphabets. But for the last three of this row, we trap some of the air in our mouth as well. And how do we do that? By raising the back part of our tongue as well. Slu, slu. This saw the letter, it has a whistle as well, but that is a heavy whistle than the light whistle of seen. Su, and we have now slu, slu, su, shu, su, lu, tu. Dot letter with a dhamma, lu, lu. I'm not making do light sound. I'm making lu, lu. And then we have a heavy sound of tu, tu. This row is su, shu, su, lu, tu. Then we have actually, a row with mostly, okay, so the first one here is heavy. This one light, this one light, this one light. Sorry, this one is actually heavy. This one is light, and then this one is heavy. So the first is Dha letter with a Dhamma, Dhu, Ain letter with a Dhamma, U, Ghain letter with a Dhamma, Ghu, which has this gargle sound, Ghu, Ghu. Then Fa letter with a Dhamma, Fu, Qaf letter with a Dhamma, Qu, Qu, Dhu, Ghu, Fu, Qu. Okay, the next row, inshallah, all of the alphabets are light in this. Kulu, mu, nu, vu. Kulu, mu, nu, vu. Again, you're not supposed to say mu, nu. The sound of meme and noon letter should not go in the nose or in the, you should not swallow the sound as well. By saying mu, mu, we should say mu. You kind of push that outside of your mouth. Mu, nu, right? Kulu, mu, nu, vu, vu. Wow with the dhamma. This wow letter with the dhamma, we say woo, 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 like this. And the last row is ha letter with dhamma, then hamza letter with dhamma, and ya letter with dhamma. So who, who. This ha comes at the end of the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. And I mentioned this point many a times at the end when we have like this Allahu written. Sisters, when they end up, making this ha little incorrectly, because they do not make the sound very clear, very prominent by saying who at the end. Allahu, who, like this. So this is sound which comes from the lower portion of the throat, and it is actually very, you can say deep, very clear sound with this airy sound as well. Who, who. And we have oo. Hamza with dhamma is a very sharp sound again. Oo, 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 like this. Ooh, 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 and ya letter two times again with dhamma. You, not you, not like this. Rather, you. There isn't any roll of teeth in there. You. Okay, let me say this exercise completely from first letter to the end one, inshallah, and then we will do with the exercise as well. So, sisters, this is butu su ju hu. Hudu, zuru, zu, su, shu, su, du, tu, zu, ru, gu, fu, qu, kulu, mu, nu, wu, hu, u, you. Yes, sister. Any sister would like to say the first two rows in this way that I just said, like bu, tu, su, ju, hu, hudu, zu, ru, zu. Any sister? Let me do this for you first of all. Okay, so this is su, shu, su, du, tu. Then we have zu, ru, gu, fu, qu. Yes, sister. We have Kaf alphabet, Lam, Mim, and Noon, and Wow. ku, lu, mu, nu, wu. And then we have who, oo, you, like this. Okay, sisters, now that we have practiced this thing, let's move on to the exercise, which is interestingly now with Fatha, Kasra, and Dhamma, all of three harakas. So you will see certain words with all of these three harakas. So that will help you with the practice as well as the revision thing as well. For example, we have this word here, which has all of these three harakas, like this, duriba, tubi'a. So you will find a lot of these here. So let me say this, sisters, and you can say that then as well. I will be saying the first row, and then inshallah I will be, asking the other words from you as well for practice as well. So the first row is like ba, dhamma, bu, ha, kasra, hi, ta, fatha, ta, bu, hi, ta, buhita. Okay, so this is light, this is light, this is light. Buhita, buhita. Kha letter heavy, ba letter light, sa letter light. Kha, the Khaw sound. Kha, boo with strength, ba letter with strength. Boo. And sa, which does not have any whistle sound. Sa, just only, air. Sa, khabusa, buhita, khabusa. Then we have ka, su, ra. Ra is heavy at the end only. First two are light. Ka, su, ra. Ka, su, ra. I should rather write R-A-W at the end. Ra. Ka, su, ra. Then we have Jeem, which is light letter, but we say this with strength, right? From the articulation point actually. And then we have Ain, which is again light, and Lam is light as well. Ju, ri, la, ju'ila. Then we have Ha letter, which is again light, Shin is light, and Ra is heavy at the end. Hu, shi, ra, hu, shi, ra. Let me say this row. Buhita, khwabusa, kathura, ju'ila, hushir. Hushir. Okay, like this, sisters. Okay, so let me just tell you the words and you can guess those as well, inshallah. Okay. I understand that you have not practiced these exercises yet. So even if you make a mistake, that is fine with me, inshallah. Once you practice these, then I will be hopeful that you will be, you will be able to do them in the best manner, inshallah. So who is going to tell me this word? Okay, and then hu and
Okay.
fi was fine. It was excellent. Hufi is what we are looking for. So we will shorten the sad a bit more and say suhufi. You should not be hesitating. If you're doing this much good, then you should not be hesitating. Okay, this is fine. Kutiba. All three alphabets here in this word are light. Kutiba. And the timing was good as well. Okay, so who is going to say this one now? Rubu'u. Yes, very good. Okay, so who is going to guess um, this one now? Fu'ila, ayn. Ayn needs to be, because when we say the ayn letter, there is a chance that the sound of this gets mixed up with the hamza one. So the hamza sound is e, and the sound of the ayn is ri. Ri. Hamza is just like e, the sharp
Eh,
e sound, and ayn is like ri, ri from the throat. Ri, e, ri. So in this word we have ayn, we say ri, fu, ri, la, fu, ri, la, like this, sister, okay? Let me just, encircle this word here. What is this, sisters? Okay, so let me just write these alphabets so that to make it easy for you. Yes, sister, now you can guess. Khuliqa, the first and the last alphabet being heavy and the middle one is light. خلق خلق. Very good, sister. Okay, now let me just make you guess a few more words and then inshallah we can end the session. What is this one, sisters? Muni'a. Muni'a. Like this. Okay, exactly. Lu'ina. Okay. What is this, sisters, now? Yes,
Right.
yes, the second sound you make was actually good. Wujida. Okay, what is this, sisters? Utila. Very well done, sister. Mashallah. Okay. So just let me make you guess one more word and inshallah I'll give you the homework of this Dhamma topic as well. Yes, sister, what is this one? Sorry, like this one. Okay. Yes, sisters. أعيذ. The second row is خُلِقَ دُعِيَ ذُكِرَ رُسُلُ رُبُوعُ. The next one is سُقِطَ أعيذ صُحُفِ ضُرِبَ طُبِعَ. Then عُفِيَ فُعِلَ قُتِلَ كُتِبَ لُعِنَ مُنِعَ نُفِخَ وُضِعَ وُجِدَ أُخَرُ أُخَرُ. Like this. Okay, so this is your homework, sisters. You can take a screenshot and I will inshallah send you as well. You can try saying these words, right, sister? You can actually, I really encourage you sending me a voice note of this exercise so that you just get a hand of these voices, and the more you say these words, the more you do the exercises and practice sessions, you will be able to make yourself better in these things, inshallah. You're already actually doing good. I'm really happy with your progress as well. So many du'as and prayers for you, sisters, and yes, you are in my prayers, and I am kind of I have so many well wishes for you as well on this journey of yours. We are actually moving towards the ending sessions, right? Because we have a few sessions, and obviously after those sessions you can actually give your feedback as well.